It looks, dude, what is on top of the Empire State Building right now?
King Kong.
Nah, it does not look like a monkey.
It looks like it's like AI. It's like that's not real. That's not actually there. It looks like he's like reaching around, like trying to grab.
No.
Is that AI? Well, what is that? What y'all think that is?
Oh, you know what it is? You know what it probably is? House of Dragon. House of Dragon comes out tonight. They had that in Grand Central, remember?
That's too much money to do.
Maybe
That has to be what it is, though. That also, like, I'm shocked that like that got greenlit from like an air safety type of like someone calling 911 because there's something on the Empire State Building. That's wild.
That's insane. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, look it up. $5 is House of Dragon.
House of Dragon?
Yeah.
It's King Kong.
No, $5 it's a dragon. $5 it's a dragon. No, there's something there. $5 it's a dragon.
What?
Yeah, look up.
Oh, it's Vega!
Oh.
Oh, okay, so that explains it. I knew it had to be something. Well, a blow-up balloon, I didn't think it was that. That's pretty big. Look how much work it probably took to put that up there.
Y'all, take a look at this rare blue fish that this kid just caught off the coast of Africa. Y'all, look at this. This is literally a Pokemon if I've ever seen one, y'all. And he's carrying it on his head. Apparently, this fish is worth $250,000, but he's only gonna get $50 for it in Africa because exploitation.
Look at the eyeballs. They don't even look real. Is that fish real? Do y'all got any information about this? Leave a comment below.
Y'all, look at its Magikarp, y'all. They literally been telling us about these Pokemons our whole life. Again, we've been telling you guys to watch the water, and all these magical creatures are coming up out of the woodworks. The water, nature, the forest, they're literally coming from everywhere, y'all. But look at this. That's amazing, y'all. What? See, I post these videos for education and entertainment purposes, but I hope someone sees this video and gives this young man exactly what this fish is worth, because that $50 is not cutting it, especially in a country like Africa.
At this point, it's almost like they toying with us. Like they just coming in and out as they will.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yo, it's like that thing they showed on.
Oh, whoa! What is that?
It's not like flying straight. It's like moving.
Yo, that's a UFO for sure.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yo, it's like that thing they showed on.
Oh, whoa! What is that?
Okay, that's pretty good.
Hey, it looked like they was having a race with each other.
Yo, it's like that thing.
A native tribe from Brazil called the Hunikunin, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, who had never heard of aliens, were shown a picture of what's called an alien gray. And they said, hey, we know what they are. We call them the Manka Wakaba, another name I just butchered, and they live under the earth. They're the ant people who live inside the earth.
Now that kind of makes sense, because if you think about the grays and the picture, how we depict them, they do kind of look like little ants. That'd be crazy if they was here the whole time.
So a tribe of people that's indigenous to Brazil and Peru doesn't have a lot of contact with the outside world. Says that there are ant people who live under the earth. AI describes them looking like this. and that they've known about this for thousands of years. So the beings that they call ant people, we call extraterrestrials, in this case alien greys, could they possibly be the same thing? I don't know, maybe. I mean, there's a lot of UFO sightings all over the world. It'd be pretty arrogant to think they only went to populated areas or what we call the civilized world. By the way, these Hoonie Cooney, whose name I butchered again, seem to be pretty civilized to me. You don't see them starting wars with other countries. But with that being said, could extraterrestrials have visited this tribe and other tribes thousands of years ago? Or even hundreds of years ago, and we in the Western world just never heard of it? Of course it's possible, and in my opinion, just my opinion, it's likely. As usual, I want to know what you think about this. Let me know in the comment section, Booshkies. Shabadoo!
How pop looked when they were first released. Dr. Pepper now. Dr. Pepper
Man, Dr. Pepper look like a can of beans, don't it?
in 1885. Pepsi now. Pepsi in 1898.
Man, it looked like when you go get your oil changed, don't it? Like an oil canister or something. Matter of fact, it looked like brake fluid.
Root beer now. Root beer in 1875.
Everything looked like soup.
Sprite now. Sprite in 1961.
Look like pineapple. That one right there look like ginger ale.
Mountain Dew now. Mountain Dew in 1940. Fanta now. Fanta in 1941.
Look like household cleaning agents.
So y'all do know the House just passed a bill to automatically register men from 18 to 26 for the draft. So for the people who like, oh, I'm good, I didn't sign up for selective services. Well. Look what we have here. I just find their timing with this impeccable, considering the tensions that's happening over there in Ukraine and Taiwan. Yeah, they did it because they said it would help U.S. citizens avoid unnecessary legal issues. Don't pop no off and have the bright thought, hey, let's go get wisdom. You're going to be looking for me like Phineas the Ferb looking for Perry the Platypus. And if you're a man that's 18 to 26 years old, I advise you to go invest in one of these.
Right now, man, I already served my time. And I'm over 26. So how y'all feel about that? The ones that's watching this is under 26. And the people that's over 26, how do y'all feel about it as well? Having a selective service. Do y'all think they'll really start drafting people? Is that hence that a war about to come?
This is only $150. Like, the thought of being drafted in 2024 is diabolical.
Morbid Facts, Part 274. An Iowa grandmother named Pamela Krameyer was killed at a gender reveal party in 2019 after her family members filled a metal pipe with gunpowder. Instead of emitting a playful shower of blue sparks, the pipe couldn't handle the pressure and exploded like a pipe bomb. In 2021, a pack of dogs killed a baby monkey in the Indian state of Maharashtra. As apparent acts of revenge, 2 monkeys went on to kill over 250 puppies in the local village by
They said they was about to get it back in blood.
Snatching them up and dropping them from rooftops or cliffs. Dermatographia is a rather common skin condition that's also known as skin writing. When people with it lightly scratch their skin, it leaves a raised welt that goes away in about 30 minutes. In 1976, a Japanese porn star was very angry at a corrupt politician for accepting a bribe, saying he had much respect for the man until he violated ancient samurai code. In response, the actor kamikazed a plane into the politician's house, killing only himself in the process.
Man, I guess he really fucked himself, didn't he?
Y'all know bats emit ultrasonic sound, make the camera shake. Look at that. That looks like some extraterrestrial shit. I never even knew they was that advanced. That's crazy. There's something about bats we don't know about, man. They gotta be from a different realm, a different universe. Because that's literally you gotta think about it, bro. If there is a creator on this planet, there is a God on this planet, right? Whoever created the bat, the cheetah, do you think it's possible for humans to have all of these abilities? If we have this developed consciousness, if we're the top superior being, right? If you have every aspect of animals, do you think every aspect of the animals within humans? Then you got things like the zodiac sign, you got things like Chinese astrology, or do you think we just get a few characteristics of certain animals? Because we are nature. I am nature, nature is me, right? But like, when you really get down to the nitty and gritty, bro, this planet is crazy, and there's things on this planet that has superpowers. Like when you think about whales and bats and how they can communicate through sound frequency, and you think you don't conduct the vibration, you think energy ain't real, and you think your aura not real, bro, you think you don't got that same power, you just think you this meat suit. If animals are this intellectually, if animals are this advanced, you think humans can't get more advanced? That's how you know it's a war going on, man, and they trying to dumb down humans. Not only they trying to dumb down humans, but they trying to limit our potential. They even try to limit nature potential. But they say bats navigate and find insect prey using echolocation. They produce sound waves at frequencies above humans' hearing, called ultrasound. The sound waves emitted by bats bounce off objects in their environments. Then the sound returns to the bat's ears, which are finally tuned to recognize their own unique calls, which is crazy, right? But as scientists and managers can identify and study bats by recording their calls with specialized microphones and recording devices. So when you really think about this, bats have an advanced ultrasound technology system implemented within their body, within their DNA that's in them. You know, some of these things are just genetically passed down. Like that's why some people could do music, some people could do certain things. They just got certain talents and skills just in your genetics. This is why you should also follow your purpose and do what you like to do. Because what if a bat out here trying to be a cheater? I feel like that's how they got us in the society. Oh, you can be at whatever career you want, you can do whatever you want. Yeah, we do have that right as a human, but if you out here want to be an engineer but you don't have no passion for it, you probably gonna be a terrible engineer, bro. And people say like, oh, don't mix passion with pleasure. That's bullshit, bro. Because as soon as you're doing some shit for the money, or as soon as you're doing, you ain't gonna do it. Like you're not gonna want to do it, bro. After the shit not beneficial, or it's gonna take years off your life because you're doing some shit you don't want to do. So yeah, bats some interesting creatures, man. Drop a bat in the comments if you fuck with the video.
The time I got spiritually attacked and had a spiritual parasite in me. By the way, this just happened 2 days ago. So if you are a light worker, or you have a lot of Christ consciousness, the golden light within you, you are susceptible to a lot of evil eye, envy, jealousy, hatred. Entities and people alike will try to knock you down before you can even get up to do your soul's mission here. So I found out that 4 years ago, I was spiritually attacked by multiple people, and this was before I was spiritually awakened. I had no idea what was going on. And it was just only 2 days ago that I had this entity removed. So I went to a Hindu priest about 2 weeks ago to try to figure out why I was always drained. For 4 years straight, I was always drained, tired, felt like there was weight on my shoulders, mind cloudiness. And so this Hindu priest, which by the way, Hinduism is the oldest religion on planet Earth, and there's a reason why, because they know exactly what they're doing. They are incredibly spiritually attuned. But while he was doing a prayer meditation, he saw the shadow figure constantly trying to interrupt him from healing me. And it was the shadow figure that kept going back and forth, trying to distract him. He had never encountered this kind of stuff in his entire career. So he had to call up his master. The priest had to call up his master.
Now, when he started calling up his bosses, I'm out of there. I'm scared at that point. It ain't no way I would have sat there and witnessed all of that. I'd have been gone.
And called his master over to finally heal me. There was this ritual that we had to do, and I'm not going to get into the details, but towards the end of the ritual, I was told to drink some water, gargle it, and spit it out into that clear jar. And when I spit the water out, there was a black speck about the size of a lentil that came out of me, and once it landed in the clear jar, it lit on fire. Mind you, there was nothing in the jar. I hand cleaned the jar myself.
Y'all believe in what she's saying? Y'all think it really lit on fire? Anybody know what she talking about? Had any experiences with this? Leave a comment.
There was no water, no alcohol, nothing. It was 100% clean. That thing that came out of me should not have lit on fire, but it did. So the priest and the master quickly, closed the jar. And he looked like he was almost struggling, like the thing was trying to get out, like it was forcing him to go the other way. And because I was looking at it from an aerial point of view, I really couldn't see what was going on. I was stunned, of course. But my boyfriend who was there with me, he saw it from a side point of view. And it freaked him out. Look, this man is I have to see it to believe it type of man. So he was stunned to see that little black speck grow little legs and try to run back towards me in the jar. While it was...
He said it grew little legs and tried to run towards him.
On fire. And my boyfriend said he also heard a screeching noise, like it was angry or something, that it couldn't feed off of my energy anymore. Anyway, the priest, the master, he sealed that jar shut, and the priest and the master kept praying mantras over the jar, basically saying, you cannot get out, you are not allowed to get out. And they threw that jar in the ocean, and I hope nobody finds that jar and nobody opens it. But anyway, I was psychically and spiritually attacked, according
Now she just affected millions of people downstream
to the master, because I have a golden Christ consciousness light, which is also why I do what I do on TikTok and other social media platforms. And because of that, there are multiple eyes on me wanting me to fail. He still cannot sense who exactly sent it, but he says there's more than one culprit. These astral and spiritual parasites, they attach to you because they feed off of your energy, especially if you have golden Christ consciousness energy. You are delicious to them. You are like the best meal they've ever had. And to let go of you means they die. These entities can attach to you through evil eye, through people sending you black magic, voodoo, hoodoo, witchcraft. It can also be through the people that you make sexual connections with. So romantic partners, one night stands. This is why you should be very, very careful with who you sleep with. I was spiritually attacked even before I was spiritually awakened, so I wish I knew what was going on back then, but I'm glad I got rid of it now. But the moral of the story is, ignorance is bliss, sure, but if you are ignorant to the spiritual world and you get yourself into these kind of situations, ignorance can kill you or harm you. These astral parasites love your sacral chakra because that is where your sexual energy comes from, your creativity, your passion, your zest for life. Moral of the story is, please be careful who you get yourself involved with. Please be careful who you make friends with, who you sleep with. Always wear some kind of protection sigil or symbol. And before you go to bed, please have a prayer mantra or pray that you are always protected, you are loved by the universe or God, and no evil eye, hoodoo, voodoo magic can touch you. If you would like to learn more about how to spiritually protect yourself from these astral parasites and why there is so much spiritual warfare here on Earth,
Why Joe always be looking lost like that? I really think that Joe is in a world of his own and everybody else is just around. Look how she's looking. She's like, oh God. Look how he's trying to ease his way over there to grab him. Like Joe, nobody's there.
If you really knew what sunk the Titanic, your mind will be so different. By the way, it wasn't an iceberg. It's a certain day that changed everything in America. Pay attention to the day the Titanic sunk. Now pay attention to the date of the tax deadline. It's all connected. The Titanic story is connected to JP Morgan. Did you know that JP Morgan and other bankers that's billionaires was about to get on the ship, but then they pulled out all of a sudden? There's a plot twist to the story because there was other billionaires that was against JP Morgan. So when JP Morgan pulled off of the Titanic ship, the other billionaires that didn't like him, they got on the ship, and we know what happened to the ship. The reason why these other billionaires did not like JP Morgan is because JP Morgan was funding the Federal Reserve and the other bankers was not trying to go for it. Remember, you have to watch the dates. The Titanic sunk April 14th, 1912. After the Titanic sunk, a year later, the Federal Reserve was created. Remember the guy Max that set his whole bodies on flames outside of the courtroom? This is what he was trying to say. Same person that's responsible for the Titanic going down, they created the game Monopoly. And if you ever play the game Monopoly, you know that it's not a game. This is our real situation we deal with every day in life. As of 2022, the global debt was $305 trillion. Who the hell do you owe all this money to? There is no real currency inside of the matrix. Everything is dealing with IOUs, a debt collector. But most people don't understand is this. These bankers set up a matrix prison to always trap us, to keep us in debt. That's why every time you make some money, you have to use it to try to bail yourself out of the matrix.
Man, that seems kind of right. Because like every time you make money, it's going right back out. It's like you can never keep it.
Because if you don't bail yourself out of the matrix, you will always be in the IOU, always owing someone. Remember, this program started when we was children. They always have to tell us the truth. Remember the vowels A-E-I-O-U?
That's kind of interesting right there. I ain't never thought about it that way.
I-O-U and sometimes why. The reason why they say sometimes why, because people don't ask the question, why do we live in a demonic system no more? So now we are stuck in a debt collective system that's always eating our spiritual energy because we don't understand the rules of the game.
A lot of space for AI startups, if you can believe this, is crime fighting, and there's two startups leading the charge. First one's called Flock. It launched in 2017. It's already worth $3 billion, and it's used by over 4,000 cities. Flock is essentially a camera system that's powered by solar panels, driven by cellular networks, and has AI cameras, and they can easily be deployed across a wide swath of a city. AI on these cameras are incredibly good at catching suspects' cars in a matter of seconds, as well as listening for gunshots in a particular area. SSPD's police chief just this week said it's reduced crime dramatically as well as costs. Next, we have Brink, and they're drones with AI cameras that can be dispatched in a matter of seconds after a 911 call. They're faster and cheaper than police helicopters and can easily track suspects, cars, fires, and so much more. And they can even deliver life-saving payloads like EpiPens without risking lives. Picked up almost 500 public safety forces so far, and they're valued around $300 million. They're experimenting right now with how to break down windows and map out and deal with situations inside of a building. However, both companies, as you may guess, have faced massive public backlash from privacy concerns. And just recently, ACLU has been on Flock pretty hard. They're worried that they're going to turn cameras like these into a mass surveillance system and erode our civil liberties. What do you think? Do we need these kind of technologies in our society, or do you think this is something that is a no-go?
What happens if a nuke goes off in space? Somewhere around a dozen bombs have been set off in space. One of them, known as Starfish Prime, was 100 times more powerful than Hiroshima and was so bright that it could be seen from Hawaii to New Zealand in a kind of artificial aurora.
We worry about the wrong things, man. I don't think we should even be trying to set off nukes in space, even though we didn't try it before in the past.
Borealis. But the Outer Space Treaty was signed in 1967, and since then, there are no known warheads in space. On Earth, there's a fireball, a shock wave, and then a sound wave. Eventually, there's a mushroom cloud and the fallout of scattered radioactive material. But in space, there's no shock wave, no mushroom cloud. The explosion is just a silent blast of electromagnetic radiation. So, everything here. This releases about 3 waves of destruction. The first, a big flash. Next is the EMP, or electromagnetic pulse, where X-rays collide with atoms in the upper atmosphere, and this knocks out the electrons, which, along with other charged particles, run along the planet's magnetic field, causing an aurora. The last wave is the most damaging. A lingering belt of radiation that could last for months or even years. It creates a kind of radiated ring around the planet, damaging any satellites that come into contact with it, and even putting astronauts at risk. Depending on the size of the bomb, the radiation could descend upon the surface, hurting us and electrical equipment beneath the blast zone. But thankfully, as of right now, it seems most nations agree this is all pretty stupid.
This fish has scales harder than steel. This fish is over 23 million years old and is found in the Amazon. It is known as the Arapaima fish, and it has hard mineralized scales which are also flexible. This means its scales don't crack or break, making the fish indestructible. Scientists even say the fish is bulletproof. This menacing fish often grows to 9 feet long and 450 pounds. The locals know it for its delicious white meat and has been...
Ooh, that do look delicious. Look like Long John Silver's.
...eaten by the Amazonians for centuries. Would you try eat this fish?
That look like a very dangerous situation right there. You wouldn't find me out there, that's for sure.